The permission level. This is the level where your life is still financially controlled by someone else. Maybe your parents pay for your rent. Maybe your partner pays most of the bills. Maybe the government supports you. Maybe credit cards are secretly paying for the lifestyle your income cannot afford. At this level, money does not feel like a tool. It feels like permission. Permission to eat what you want, permission to live where you live, permission to move, study, rest, or take risks. And this level is not always shameful. Everyone starts somewhere. A student may need help, a young person may still be building skills, a person going through a hard season may need support. The danger is not needing help. The danger is becoming comfortable with never building the ability to stand on your own, because dependence can feel safe, but safety can quietly become a cage. The goal at this level is not to become rich overnight. The goal is to become useful, capable, and responsible enough that your life slowly stops depending on someone else's wallet. The leaking bucket level. This is where you finally earn money, but it disappears almost as soon as it arrives. The paycheck comes in, and for 1 second life feels okay. Then rent takes a piece. Food takes a piece. Transport takes a piece. Bills take a piece. Debt takes a piece. Subscriptions take a piece. Random spending takes a piece, and by the end of the month, there is almost nothing left. This is the level where people say, I just need to make more money. And sometimes that is true. But sometimes the problem is not only the amount of water going into the bucket, the problem is that the bucket has holes everywhere. More income can help, but if the system is broken, more income just creates a bigger version of the same problem. At this level, life feels like running on a treadmill. You are moving, working, trying, but not really getting ahead. The mission here is not luxury. The mission is to stop the leaks. Because if you cannot keep any of the money you earn, your income is not building freedom. It is only passing through you. The wake-up level. This is the level where guessing ends and reality begins. You stop saying, I think I spend around this much, and you actually look. You look at your income. You look at your fixed costs. You look at your debts. You look at your subscriptions. You look at the little purchases that felt harmless but added up to something painful. This level can feel uncomfortable because numbers do not care about your excuses. They do not care that you were tired. They do not care that it was on sale. They do not care that everyone else was buying it. The numbers simply show what happened. But this level is powerful because awareness turns financial fog into a map. Before this level, money feels mysterious. After this level, money becomes visible. And when something is visible, it can be changed. A person who does not know their numbers is like someone driving at night with no headlights. They may be moving fast, but they do not know what they are about to hit. The wake-up level is not about shame. It is about turning the lights on. The breathing room level. This is the first level where life starts to feel less chaotic. Bills are paid on time. The bank notification does not immediately create panic. You are not rich, but you are not constantly on fire. This level may look boring from the outside, but boring is luxury when your life used to be chaos. Financial stability is not flashy. Nobody claps because you paid rent calmly. Nobody makes a viral post because your electricity bill did not scare you. But this level is a major step. It means you have built a floor under your life. And having a floor matters, because without it, every mistake feels like falling into a hole. At this level, you begin to trust yourself with money. Not because everything is perfect, but because the system is no longer shaking every month. You have routines. You have some control. You know what needs to be paid. You know what can wait. You know what must stop. Breathing room is when money stops screaming all the time. And when money gets quieter, your brain finally has space to think about the future. The bad month shield. This is when one bad week no longer destroys your life. You have a cushion. Maybe it starts with a few $100s, then 1 month of expenses, then 3 months, then maybe 6. The exact number depends on your life, but the feeling is the same. You are no longer naked in front of every emergency. A car repair is still annoying, but it is not a disaster. A medical bill is still frustrating, but it does not collapse the whole month. A job problem is still serious, but it does not instantly throw you into panic. This level is one of the most underrated forms of freedom because it does not look exciting. An emergency fund does not look like success on social media. It just sits there quietly. But that quiet money is a shield. It protects your future from being sold every time the present breaks. Without this shield, people are forced to make desperate decisions. They borrow at bad rates. They sell things at the wrong time. They accept terrible jobs. They stay in toxic situations because they cannot afford a gap. The bad month shield buys something very valuable: time. And sometimes time is the difference between a smart decision and a desperate one. The chain breaking level. This is where toxic debt stops controlling your future. Not all debt is evil. Some debt can build assets. But toxic debt is different. Credit card debt, payday loans, bad car loans, buy now, pay later traps, and lifestyle debt are not just numbers on a screen. They are chains. They are old decisions reaching into today and stealing tomorrow. Every payment says, "Yo, you are still paying for a past version of yourself." That is why debt can feel so heavy. It is not only financial pressure, it is emotional pressure. It reminds you that your future income is already promised to someone else. When you break these chains, something powerful happens. Your paycheck starts belonging to your present life again. You need less money to breathe. You have fewer mandatory payments. You have more flexibility. And this is the part people miss. Freedom is not only about earning more. Sometimes freedom is needing less. A person with a smaller income but fewer chains can feel more free than a person with a larger income and a life full of payments. The chain-breaking level is not glamorous, but it is one of the biggest turning points on the staircase. The gap level. This is the moment when money is finally left over every month. After rent, after food, after transport, after bills, after basic life, there is still something left. That gap may be small at first, but it is the birthplace of financial freedom. Because the gap is where the future is built. The gap can become savings. It can become investments. It can become skills. It can become tools. It can become a business. It can become freedom. But this level has a trap. And the trap is lifestyle inflation. When people finally have extra money, they often upgrade everything immediately. Better apartment, better car, better clothes, better restaurants, better phone, better vacations, and suddenly the gap disappears. They earn more, but they are not more free. They are just more expensive to maintain. This is why the gap level is so important. It teaches you that extra income only matters if some of it stays with you. The goal is not to live like a robot and enjoy nothing. The goal is to protect the gap, because the gap is the distance between where you are and where you could go. The human asset level. This is where you realize your greatest asset is not a stock, a coin, a house, or a business. It is you, your ability to earn, think, communicate, sell, build, create, lead, negotiate, learn, and stay healthy. At this level, you stop asking only, "Where should I put my money?" And you start asking, "How do I become the kind of person who can earn more money for years?" This is a major shift. Cutting expenses is useful, but it has a limit. You can only cut so much, but your earning power can grow in ways that completely change your life. A valuable skill can raise your income. Better communication can create opportunities. Better health can give you more energy. Better knowledge can help you avoid expensive mistakes. Better people around you can change what you believe is possible. But there is a trap here too. Not every course is an investment. Not every book changes your life. Not every mentor is worth the price. Sometimes people are not investing in themselves. They are buying motivation because it feels like progress. Real self-investment must turn into action, because the value is not in the course. The value is in the person you become after using it. The money engine level. This is when your money starts working without you. It may be index funds, stocks, real estate, a business, royalties, digital assets, or other income-producing assets. The vehicle can change, but the mechanism is the same. Money goes into assets. Assets create more money. That money buys more assets. And slowly, the engine gets bigger. At first, the engine feels almost useless. A few dollars in dividends, a little growth, a tiny rent payment, a small royalty. It can feel too slow to matter. But this is where many people make a mistake. They quit because the beginning is boring. Real wealth often looks unimpressive at first. Then, the machine gets heavier. The returns become noticeable. The compounding starts to matter. And one day, your assets are doing work that used to require your time. This is when you understand the difference between income and wealth. Income is what you earn when you work. Wealth is what keeps working when you stop. The money engine level is not magic. It requires patience, consistency, and risk control. But it is the level where your future finally starts receiving help from your past decisions. The calendar buyback level. This is when money starts buying back your time. You may still work, but you are no longer completely trapped by work. You can say no to a bad client. You can leave a toxic job. You can take a break without your whole life falling apart. You can spend more time with family. You can protect your health. You can choose a slower morning. This level matters because money without time is not full freedom. Some people have high income but no life. Their bank account looks strong, but their calendar is owned by bosses, clients, meetings, deadlines, notifications, and emergencies. They are rich in money but poor in time. The calendar buyback level is when freedom leaves the spreadsheet and enters your actual day. It changes what Monday feels like. It changes what your phone feels like. It changes what rest feels like. You are no longer only buying things. You are buying space. And space is one of the most valuable things money can buy. Because the point of money is not just to own more objects. The point is to own more of your life. The no level. This is one of the most underrated levels of financial freedom. It is the ability to say no. No to a job that destroys your health. No to a client who disrespects you. No to a deal that smells wrong. No to a lifestyle you cannot afford. No to people who only like you when you spend money. No to panic decisions. No to being controlled by fear. This level is powerful because many people think luxury is being able to buy expensive things. But the first real luxury is being able to refuse things that cost you your peace. When you cannot say no, every opportunity can become a trap. A higher salary can trap you in a life you hate. A bigger house can trap you in bigger payments. A business opportunity can trap you in stress. A relationship can trap you financially. But when you have enough stability, savings, skills, and options, your no becomes stronger. And a strong no protects your yes. It lets you say yes to better work, better people, better health, better timing, and better choices. The no level is where financial freedom becomes personal power. The enough level. This is the level where money becomes a tool, not a master. And this level is deeper than being rich, because a person can have a lot of money and still be controlled by fear. Fear of losing status, fear of looking poor, fear of missing out, fear of being judged, fear of not having enough even when they already have more than enough. At the enough level, you know what matters to you. You know what kind of life you actually want. You can spend without trying to prove something. You can save without obsession. You can invest without panic. You can work without desperation. You can rest without feeling worthless. You can enjoy money without becoming its servant. This level does not mean you stop growing. It does not mean you stop earning. It does not mean you stop wanting better things. It means your desires are no longer controlled by comparison. You are not chasing every symbol of success just because someone else posted it. You are not upgrading your life just to impress people who are not living it. The enough level is powerful because if you never define enough, no amount of money will ever feel like freedom.